All right, what's up? What's up? What up? What up? What up? Just got out of class, just got out of Jiu Jitsu for the day. Heading home after a long gi class today. So shout out to you guys for coming through and checking it out. Sorry, I'm just trying to be careful in the parking lot, try not to hit nothing. They got us parking across the street, so you got to play Frogger to get home, which is all good, whatever. The gym gets so packed that that you can't really park at the gym, you know? So you got to do your best to find a parking spot where you're not going to get robbed out here. So there we go. I'm out. So I just wanted to check in, say what's up. I'm trying to get busy on here again. Trying to give a daily on the way home if I can, you know, just to keep everybody busy. But basically, today was just like a long day, man. I just worked all day. Got up early, went to work. Nothing really new as far as that's concerned. Did my thing at work. My girl was working on her TikTok, which is basically her work. So that was pretty cool. She got to work on her TikTok and I was working, and just as I was leaving, she was planning dinner and she was going to pick up some packages. Like with TikTok, she gets a lot of packages in to promote products. So she had a few deliveries come in and that's what she did. So then I got ready and I headed out to Jiu Jitsu for the day. So I'm trying to think of what we worked today. We're working a lot of stuff from close guard. We're working a lot of getting out of close guard, standing up out of close guard, breaking the close guard, passing the close guard. And so we started with some of those techniques. I think we did like two close guard techniques where basically you break the grip off your lapel, you hold them down by their hand that they were holding your lapel with, and you stand up, you press down on their knee, and you go into like a knee cup position. And then from there we were working like a back step to side control, and then there was like a back step to a back take. So my professora Rodrigo was the man today. Fucking love that dude, man. He's super nice guy, super chill guy, but he's like a welcoming guy, like a nice guy, a welcoming guy, but also like something about him, it makes you like you want to push yourself, you know? Not because he's being mean to you, not because he's like being very strict, but just because you want to make him proud, you know? You want to impress him, you want to make him proud, you want to let him know that that you understand his technique and you're following along, you know, and that you're taking his class seriously, you know, because sometimes people take kindness for weakness and they just don't even pay attention, or they just don't even take it seriously. So there is a place for like more strict teaching, more strict professors. You know, a lot of times it's with the kids because the kids just don't pay attention, you know, and they react very well to strictness, you know. But as an adult, I find trouble with that, me personally. You know, I'm like one of those people that doesn't really like authority, and so that's just something I deal with and something that I have to overcome myself, even when it's for my best good, you know, for when it's in my best interests. And so that's one thing I like about Rodrigo. Super cool, super laid back, but he pushes you, he motivates you, and he's good. And if you ever roll with him, you'll know why. He competes a lot, and he also he is also a referee. I don't know if you call him referees, but he's basically like a referee for when other people fight. You know what I mean? He's the one that holds your hand when you win. and he's the one that you know, breaks up the match or whatever. I don't know if in jiu-jitsu you call those referees, but he does that as well. So he trains a lot, man. He trains a lot. He trains at American Top Team down in Miami, and he'll train a lot down there, and then he'll come up here and train with us in Hollywood, Florida a lot at VRMA out here in Hollywood, Florida. So basically the guy just trains a lot and teaches a lot, and he makes it his life. And you can tell when you roll with him that he's dedicated, because he's very, very good, you know. So that was basically how the day went. After that, we did some positional training. We did King of the Hill, basically. We did King of the Hill from close guard. And so the goal was from close guard to sweep your opponent, and their goal was to pass your close guard or your half guard and get into side control. And so that's what we were working on today. I got swept once by a green belt, a big green belt. I don't even know if I would call it sweeping, but he got out of my guard. He didn't sweep, I was on bottom. He passed my guard. So very proud of him for that. But we did that for about 10 minutes. I got my guard passed once. And that's basically how the technique went for the day. So after the technique, we all line up against the wall, and what we'll do is we'll go into our regular rolls. He did it with about, we do like an hour and a half class. We'll usually stop with about 20 minutes left. Technique, we'll stop with about 20 minutes left, and we'll do like 3 5-minute rolls to cap off the day, and then you can stay after and get in more extra rolls if you want. And I usually just stay after and chit chat. Sometimes I'll stretch a little bit, but usually I'm just like just catching up with the homies, talking about the week, talking about whatever might be going on. And this past weekend, my professor, the head professor of the school, Vagner Rocha, he had a fight in Miami in Doral with a promotion called Thug Trials. And it was dope, man. A lot of people showed up. A lot of people from the school showed up. And it was really exciting watching him fight. That was my first time getting to go to one of those fights. And I really enjoyed it. It was dope. It was super intimate. It was like, it couldn't have been more than maybe 200 people tops, in a small warehouse out in Doral, which is basically, if you know, it's like West Florida, or West Miami. So they had a lot of good names there. They had Danielle Kelly. She's a really good fighter. They had Jacob Couch from I think Daisy Fresh. They had Helena, I forget her last name. I think she trains under John Danaher. She won her match pretty easily. Got to see Cyborg out there from Fight Sports out in Miami. Got to see a lot of really top tier martial artists out there. And it was just fun, man. It was cool. Like, it was quiet. It was like a church in there. You could hear people, you could hear the professors giving technique to their fighters. It was really intimate, and it was really exciting to watch, man. Something about being like in close contact with everybody, you know, like I was basically sitting in the back, and I was only like 5 rows back. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how intimate it was. I know Wagner fought a legend. I can't think of his name right now, but if you look up Thug Trials, Vagner Rocha, I want to say it was May 10th, or no, it was May 9th, I want to say. You'll see who he fought. He fought a legend. He lost, but it was an exciting fight, man. Like, who cares? Like, who cares if you lose? Like, honestly, I mean, nobody's going to go undefeated their whole career. What I want to know is it going to be an exciting fight? You know, is it going to be fun to watch? And every fight was fun, man. Every fight was exciting. It was my first time. It was I was kind of thinking it was going to be overrated because it was kind of expensive to go for what I thought it was. But I'm glad I went because I had a blast, man. I went with my two homies. I went with my buddy John, and then I went with my buddy Johnny and his girl. And that's who I went with. But then I saw all the homies from the school there as well, so I got to say what's up to them, and we got to chit chat a little bit, and we got to watch the fights. They ended around, I want to say, like 9:30, 10. I want to say maybe closer to 10. And there was a UFC fight on at that night as well, the Strickland Khamzat fight. So when we got out of there, we beelined it over to Dolphin Mall out in Doral, which is lit, boy. Lit. If you're from Miami, if you like beautiful Spanish girls, if you like kind of like a Cuban vibe, this, man, malls nowadays are dead. And tell me if you agree or not, but like, I live out in Broward, and I got the Broward Mall right by me, and it doesn't matter what day you go. You can go Friday night, Saturday night, it's beat, you know. But man, Doral, these Spanish folks, it was popping, bro. There were so many so many people out there, dressed nice, looking good, ready to have a good time. From what I understand, though, it can get dangerous out there. There's a lot of gang fights. One of my homies, my buddy, was telling me that he used to be in a gang. He used to have a bunch of gang fights out there, and I did see a lot of security there as well. So I don't think he was lying. Sorry, I just almost ran a red light right there. So we went there and we watched the fights, man. Everywhere was packed, bro. We went to like this place called Sports and Salt, and it was packed. We were gonna go to some other place, and it was packed. The place, we ended up going to Dave & Buster's, and even Dave & Buster's was packed. And Dave & Buster's, if you know, it's huge, you know. So like for them to be packed is like saying something. But it was Saturday night, so. But we got a seat at the bar. That was the only seat we could find, so it was cool. We chilled out, had a bite to eat, watched the fights. And when we were watching Strickland Khamzat fight, I told my buddy, I said, if this fight is close at all, they're giving it to Strickland. I said, if Khamzat doesn't win decisively, they're giving it to Strickland. Now, why do you think I said that? Because Khamzat is a legendary fighter himself, and he's going to draw in fans if his name's on a card. Strickland's going to draw in fans if his name's on a card too, but Khamzat was undefeated. So why do you think I said Strickland's going to get it if it's close? Well, I live down here in South Florida, and I live right next to the Hard Rock Casino. And if you live out this way, you know these people out here love to gamble. Not just here, but everywhere. But my point is that I'm very familiar with the casino and the betting, and everybody has a Hard Rock app down here. Everybody's betting on the fights, etc., etc. Well, if you know, Khamzat was the favorite, so everybody was betting on Khamzat, right? Everybody had their money on Khamzat. Now, I wouldn't say everybody, but I would say a good 90-10. So if you're the casino, if you're the bookmakers, if you're the, you know, and think about it, UFC is headquartered in where? Vegas, right? So it all goes hand in hand. The owners of the UFC own casinos. So casinos want to get paid. This is just what I'm thinking, right? They want to get paid. So if it's going to be close, it's going to be an upset, and everybody's money is going to go to the casino, if you feel me on that. So I ended up getting proven right, and you know, it is what it is. I thought it was a decent fight. I wasn't too impressed with the fight. I actually enjoyed the fight prior to that fight way better. It was a young Filipino fighter and a Japanese fighter, I believe, and forgive me for not remembering their names, but they were both legends, man. Legendary fight, man. Such an exciting fight, man. I really enjoyed that fight, you know. So shout out to those dudes for really putting it down, and they made the card really exciting in my opinion, and I enjoyed that fight far more. Just being a fan. Kamzat's an exciting fighter. Strickland, he gets a little boring to me. You know, like just his style is like he kind of puts you to sleep as a fan with his style. You know, just kind of pity pat, just jab and jab and jab, and he'll jab for 5 rounds. You know, and he'll just box. He basically just boxes, but mostly just jabs for 5 rounds. So I'm not the biggest fan. I do like the fact, I do like his attitude. I like how he stirs it up a little bit and he makes it exciting with his attitude, you know. Obviously I don't agree with everything he says, you know, but even still I respect it and I enjoy the banter as long as he's not like corny about it, you know. I really enjoy the way he pumped up the fight, you know. Kamzat as well. So shout out to both of those guys for an amazing night and making it really exciting. It was like I said, guys, who cares if you win or lose, man? Just have an exciting fight, give it your all. You're gonna earn the respect either way. You're gonna earn people's respect either way, and people are gonna come back and watch you again and again and again, you know. My coach, he's in his 40s, and the guy he fought is in his 40s, and by that age, a lot of people retire. You know, at least from UFC. UFC, I kind of understand because there's strikes. You know, you're getting hit in the head and you're getting punched. But if you can grapple into your 40s, even into your 50s, if you're still exciting, then why would you retire? You know, people. Obviously, people are paying to watch you fight. I showed up to watch the fight. They're both legends, so I'm coming to watch them fight. I want to see what happens. Like, they didn't let us down one bit. So hopefully those guys can continue to fight into their old age and continue to make exciting fights, you know. And shout out to Thug Trials for putting that on because they're not a big promotion, but they're up and coming and they're putting on great promotions, you know. Great promotions with great fighters. They need to work on some things, I will say. We pay for VIP tickets, and basically all VIP was you had a plastic table next to your chair, you know. You didn't get a cup of water, you didn't get a free beer, you didn't get nothing. It was just kind of sectioned off, and there was a table there. It's like, bruh, what was the point of that? You know, like, that would be my only complaint, is that if you're giving people VIP, give them the VIP experience, because it wasn't cheap. So give a man a free bottle of water, for Christ's sakes, you know. Give your man's like a pack of peanuts or something, you know. But that was my only real complaint. That and there was some mix-ups during the fights where the bell was going off at the wrong time. That happened, I think, once or twice, but you know, they did their best. They put on an exciting fight, and it was a good night. It was a lot of fun, man. So that's basically how my weekend went and how my day back at jiu-jitsu went. I had 3 fights on the mats. First one was with a brown belt. He was smaller than me, but he's a great fighter. We had a nice little scrap, me and him. Then I had a black belt after that. My boy Mikey. He's a really good black belt. Young boy too. He's probably like 22, 23. He teaches our Muay Thai class, kickboxing class as well. Really good. I like him because he knows how to treat his opponents during class. And what I mean by that is he's good, but he's not going to rip your arm off. He'll get you. He'll put you in that position and he'll hold it. And if you don't tap, he'll just, you know, like you should tap just because you already know you got, but he'll let it go and then he'll just go to the next thing, you know, like he'll flow like that, you know. He's not there to hurt nobody. He's just there to get in his rounds and get better, which I respect, and I like that about his style. And it must be working because he's good. So I had that one, and then the last round we got to pick, I picked it with a blue belt, my boy PJ, and we had a nice little scrap. He had me in like a triangle choke for like 3 out of 5 minutes of the round, and I was just slowly trying to work my way out of it, and eventually I escaped. I passed his guard, and I think I bow and arrowed him. So that was pretty much class, man. That was pretty much my Saturday and my class today. Here we are on May 11th, and man, it was a good day of training. I'm exhausted. I'm ready to go home and eat some dinner and hang out with my girl for a little bit before I go to bed tonight. So just wanted to give an update on how the day went and how class went. And so come Wednesday, I'll be back to training. I'm trying to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday gi, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday in the weight room. So that's my new split for now. We'll see how long that continues, but that's what we're doing for now. So until Wednesday, I'll be seeing you, and then I'll catch you up after class on Wednesday. Peace.